What's his name? The actor? Olobek, a great Polish actor who was in this production in 1968 that caused such a reaction. So we're back in the Narodowy
Theater. Narodowy.
Theater.
Spotkanie po 20 latach. After 20 years.
What, 20 years? You're here after 20 years? Or?
No, with you.
Oh, we are here after 20. Yes,
With you after 20
yes, because we worked together in Los Angeles. I was doing a little film for AFI, and we did. Barbara played my grandmother, Romana, and the title of the film was called Romana.
That's right.
You were so great.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. So to be here
Thanks.
in Warsaw, 20 years later, everything is possible, right? Everything is possible. And I was so happy to see on the that's how I found you, on the internet, and to see how well you're doing here and working constantly and all these awards you've gotten.
Just a little bit too much.
A little bit too much? So I am continuing this story, in a way you were, without my knowing, you were making that little movie was the beginning, because I was trying to understand who my grandmother was and the relationship with my mother, which was a very difficult relationship, and trying to understand where I was coming from, because I knew I had this Polish background, but I didn't know very much, and my mother didn't talk about it. But my grandmother, who lived in Brazil as a result of the war, that she was in Warsaw until January 1940, then escaped with her daughter and her mother on the last train out of Warsaw, went to Italy, then to Portugal, and then they ended up in Brazil. And then my mother ran away from her mother. I don't know if you remember, but anyway, I told you this story. But that's what I knew. I didn't know. I thought there was. I didn't. My grandmother said, who weren't killed by the Germans were killed by the Russians. There was no family left, and she loved Poland, and she felt so proud to be Polish, and she kept telling me about this great Polish family. So making this little movie with you, in a way, was trying to, begin to tell some of that. And you remember you had parts where you were talking about the war and what you went through, and you made it with your own hands in Brazil. I don't know if you remember that. I wish I could show you some clips. I mean, it's a long time ago, but
I remember.
But you understood.
I'm sorry. If you won't let me help you, I just don't know what's going to happen to you.
I am not a child. I am a grown woman. I do many things in my life. I escaped Nazis. I helped many others escape. I saved life for my mother and daughter. I came to Rio as a refugee with no money. No one person helped me. I never worked in my life. Only with a spoon in my hand. With my bare hands, I made for them life. I worked. I earned position in society. My name means something. Madame Skalska means something. I will not go to sell my things. This is my life. I will not go to live in rest home with strangers. I rather die in my own place, alone, with dignity.
You understood that pride, that Polish pride.
Yes,
And
it's incredible story. Our story,
our story, right.
exactly our story. Czy to jest materiał dla angielskiej, amerykańskiej publiczności?
Ja nie wiem, bo ona chyba sama jeszcze nie wie, co z tego wyjdzie jej. Na razie
No to ja
takiego-
odpowiem. To jest materiał dla międzynarodowej publiczności. Jest to historia czasu, historia epoki i osób, które przetrwały i generacji 2 lub 3, a my to teraz, Corinne to zrobiła, ja zagrałam i to jest dla następnych generacji historię. Także dzięki technice, która powstała, czyli kamerze, hello kamera, that is great.
What did she say?
And it's a story for new generations now. About the
Absolutely.
war and about the past, but it should be for international audience and for young people to understand it.
Yeah, and I feel, in a way that my grandmother would want me to do this. She would want me to tell the story because she was so proud of Poland. She was proud of this family she came from, that she said intellectual aristocracy. At the time, I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know if I should just believe that these were stories of an older person. But actually, I've discovered that the things she told me were true. And I've been finding all these, about all this amazing family. And she